Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and it is warm in here because I turned off my AC. I turned off my AC specifically so you could hear me better. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. As always, you're all my only friends, and you only like me because I answer your questions for free. And that's okay. The question today was, can I take federal FMLA, Federal Family Medical Leave, under the Family Medical Leave Act, to take time off from work to help my adult child who just gave birth? And off the top of my head, I knew you couldn't do it if your child had just given normal birth and was okay, was in good health, right? But I was like, you know, sometimes pregnancies can be very difficult. Sometimes there can be a C-section, and that could lead to complications and a long, difficult recovery period. Maybe in those situations, in those specific situations, perhaps you could. And I was looking around the internet, and I had to get this question answered today. I wanted to get a video out answering this question today. And I cheated. I contacted another employment attorney. He's great. His name is Jesse Rose. And I said, hey, man, offhand, do you know the answer to this one? And I posed the question that I just explained to you, to him. And he did. He did. And I'm going to read his response. You should check him out. You should get him to start a YouTube channel. I don't know why he doesn't have one. Section 825.112, qualifying reasons for FMLA. Item 3, to care for the employee's spouse, son, daughter, or parent with a serious health condition. And there's some caveats there. But Section 825.122, item D. Son or daughter, for purposes of FMLA leave taken for birth or adoption, or to care for a family member with a serious health condition, son or daughter means biological, adopted, or a foster child, a stepchild, a legal ward, or a child of a person standing in loco parentis. All of which we're still in the ballgame, right? We're still under this. We're good to go. And then it takes a curve. Comma, who is either under the age of 18 or age 18 or older and incapable of self-care because of a mental or physical disability at the time that FMLA leave is to commence. So the answer is probably not. And here's why. Most of the time after you give birth, you're going to be in rough shape. You're going to be healing up. C-section, you're going to be even rougher shape, healing up often, statistically speaking, right? And most of the time, that's not going to amount to the level of a disability under federal law. Now, you could be so bad off that you do qualify as someone who has a disability and someone who is in fact incapable of self-care, right? Because of your physical disability. And if you are so bad off that you are incapable of self-care due to a physical disability, then yes, under that circumstance, I would argue you could qualify. The parent of the adult who gave birth could qualify for FMLA in that situation to care for their child who gave birth to their grandchild or whatever, right? Now, there's something else we should talk about. Mental disability. You heard that word in there as well. And people are going to say, oh, well, sure, if you have a mental disability, but what's that got to do with pregnancy? Everything. It's got everything to do with pregnancy because postpartum is incredibly real and can be a absolutely debilitating disability. So I would say in situations where you are incapable, where the individual's child who's giving birth, who is over 18, is incapacitated by a mental disability, including potentially postpartum, in that situation, they would also potentially be able to use family medical leave time under the federal statute to care for their child. Now, a couple of caveats. One, don't confuse federal family medical leave time with any of the state in the state statutes that are out there. New York State has paid family leave. That is different. It has different standards. It is not the same as federal FMLA, and paid family leave, you heard it in the name, is paid. Is paid, right? Federal FMLA is generally not paid. It is not compensated. It is 12 weeks of time off that you can qualify for in certain situations, unpaid, to care for a family member, right? So that's a big one. That's a big difference. Pay attention to that, right? It's one thing for your employer to say, yes, you may go care for your child. It's another entirely for your employer to say, you're paid. We're going to pay you to go care for your child. Go ahead. We're swell, right? That's rare. That's going to be very rare. So pay attention to that. That's very important. I'm glad I could answer this question. And at Friday at 3:20 p.m., I'm glad I got it up for the end of the day, even if I am very shiny and sweaty from turning off my AC so that I can make this video. I'm going to be a little bit slammed next week. I'm going to try really hard over the weekend to make a video per day from Monday through Friday. But I am going to be sitting as an arbitrator for the entirety of next week, and of course giving all of my attention to that, right? Someone's going to trust me to make a decision that impacts the life of a couple different parties here. I've got to give that my all. I've got to give that all of my thought, all of my attention. I owe that to them. That is my duty. That is what I said I would do, and that is what I must do. So it's possible I might miss a few days of videos. That's life. It is what it is. I am going to try, though, as I said, to make videos this weekend that I can schedule for release over the course of the next week. So hopefully you won't miss many, or maybe even not any videos. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And I hope this was helpful to someone. Remember, please like and subscribe. That helps us to help more people just like you, kind of pumping out these answers. And you can, in the comments below, ask additional questions. You can ask for clarification. You can ask new questions, which I will try to make video answers for, just like this. Bye, everybody.